Hey everybody, I'm Justin with Veteran Compost, and we're talking about our favorite garden hacks. And today, this is one of my favorite garden hacks. It's coffee grounds. So coffee grounds, whether you have them at your house or you go to a coffee shop, there's lots of them around. And when we talk about coffee grounds, they're just such a great soil amendment, such a great material. So the thing I love first off about them, coffee grounds are a really fine consistency. So if you wanted to add them to your worm compost bin, you wanted to add them to your home compost pile, whether you wanted to integrate them into the surface of your soil, they're really small, a great fine material, so they integrate really easily with other materials. A lot of people worry about the pH of coffee grounds. Hey, isn't coffee acidic? Isn't that why I have heartburn when I drink coffee? Well, when we brew coffee, all that acidic compounds, they really end up in your coffee mug. The grounds themselves are between 6.5, 6.8, right around neutral. So there's a link below that shows a link to an Oregon State article about coffee grounds and some different ways to use them. And in that, it talks about the pH of it being a neutral compound. So you have this great material, it's neutral pH, so it's not doing anything up or down on our soil. And then by weight, coffee grounds are about 2% nitrogen. So here is this material, it's granular, it doesn't have any negative odors compared with other food scraps we might deal with for improving our compost pile. It's readily available. If you go to any Starbucks and ask them for coffee grounds, they will give you a bag and out the door you go. Now, if you have the coffee filters as well, hey, that's great. That's a little bit of carbon we can put in our compost pile. If I was gonna do in my garden, I would sprinkle the coffee grounds and then put the filters into my compost pile. The filters, as long as you keep them wet, they're gonna break down. It's a little bit of carbonous material, so that's always nice. In your worm bins, you might notice that the worms enjoy kind of working through the coffee filters as well. As long as you keep them moistened. If they're dry, they're not gonna decompose unless they get a little bit of moisture on them. So coffee grounds are awesome. They're all around us. They're great to deal with. A neutral pH, a little bit of nitrogen, a nice granular consistency, which makes it easy to spread on our soil or in our compost pile. So one of my favorite garden hacks is getting coffee grounds and adding them to my worm bin, my compost pile, and even directly to my soil in my garden and flower beds. So I'm Justin with Veteran Compost, coffee grounds, one of my favorite garden hacks.